Hi, I'm Kate Barrett, the founder of Shine a Light Media and the Email Marketing Academy, and welcome to this week's Tuesday tip video. So of course, again, we're talking about email marketing, my favorite topic, and today we're following on from last week's video where we mentioned some different ESPs that you might be using. Now, we had some fantastic comments below the video, and thank you so much for sharing the systems that you're using. Some of you are using MailChimp, some of you are using Aweber, Constant Contact, Infusionsoft. There's a whole range of different systems that you guys are using. So what I wanted to do today was just again recap on the systems that are out there and how you can choose the right one for you, just in case you're one of those people who's not quite sure and hasn't found the right system yet. So an email service provider, an ESP, it allows you to send those mass emails, your email marketing communications. Now, when you're choosing a different ESP, and I'm really not exaggerating here, there are thousands of different systems out there that all have slightly different features, for example. So you need to find one that's right for you. So the first place to do that is to get recommendations from other people who are similar to you or in a similar business to you and see which system they're using. As we mentioned in the last video, some of the entry-level systems, MailChimp, Aweber, Constant Contact, and then we move up the scales to the Infusionsofts, the Smart Focus, the Dot Mailers, the Pure 360s, the bigger systems out there for larger send volumes and more functionality. So when you're looking at these thousands of systems, how do you work out which one's right for you? Well, there's certain elements that I want you to consider when you're next looking for a new ESP. And the first is, of course, the features and functionality of the system. What does it allow you to do? Does it give you really in-depth reporting and numbers around your email marketing? Does it give you different features such as triggered emails, such as dynamic content, allowing you to change sections of your email depending on who's receiving it? Does it allow you to do A/B split testing? Find out what the features are of the systems that you're looking at and analyze and compare them from there. Now, one of the other ways that ESPs differ is through their pricing. Some will charge on a cost per contact basis, and some will charge based on the number of emails that you send. So remember to check that out, how they're charging, and of course, contract lengths, any setup fees, anything like that that you may end up having to pay. So look out for those little elements as well. Now, there are some other key differences that you need to be aware of. Some systems will have account managers that are there to support you. Others, the low-cost entry systems such as MailChimp and Aweber, they don't have account management. So if that's something that's important to you, you need to make sure you're looking at that feature. Also, there's different integrations already available with different systems. So if you're using a certain customer relationship management system, a CRM system, make sure it integrates with your system. If not, there might be some custom development work that's needed to get that connection going between the two systems. So don't forget to check out what integrations the ESP that you're considering has. One of the other main differences between the key ESPs out there is whether they're running you on shared or dedicated IPs. Now, when you send an email, you send it through your sending domain, your kate@shinealightmedia.com, so shinealightmedia.com, my domain. You can send it through that, but also when you're sending it through your domain, emails also send through an IP address. So every time you send your emails out, they're going through the IP address, through your domain, to your recipients. Now, there's two types, the shared IPs and the dedicated IPs. Dedicated IPs are IPs that only you send from. No other senders are on these IPs. No one else's mailings, just the emails that are coming from your business. Whereas on shared IPs, you're using the same IP as multiple other businesses. You won't know who they are, you won't know what they're sending, and if they have a problem with their sends, you could get caught up in it as well. Now, if you're a low volume sender, so if you're sending under 40,000 emails a month, you're going to be on shared IPs. Because the reason for that is that one of the key factors affecting your deliverability, so how your emails get delivered, whether they're delivered to the inbox or the junk folder or go missing completely, there's that third secret option as well where they just don't arrive. One of the key elements that affects your deliverability is your sender reputation. Now, sender reputation is made up of many different factors, but one of those is volume. So if you don't have enough volume running through your IP address to build a sender reputation, and a sender reputation is kind of like your credit score. It tells Yahoo, Hotmail, Gmail, AOL, who you are as a sender and whether you're any good. So you need to build that sender reputation. Now, as I said, with low volumes, it's very, very hard to do that, and under a certain volume, you can't do that. So that's why you would then be on shared IP. So you're coming together, you're using the power of multiple companies and multiple email programs to get your emails delivered and increase your sender reputation. So on those lower level, entry level systems, you don't have a choice about that. You are put onto shared IPs, but as you move up in your email marketing journey, you can choose to move on to dedicated IPs where you have complete control over your sender reputation. So something to be aware of there when you do start with a new ESP is whether they're using those shared IPs or whether you have full control of the emails that you're sending and your sender reputation. Now that's getting a little bit more advanced, so hopefully that makes sense so far, but I don't want to go into too much technical detail and completely lose everyone along the way. So hopefully that makes sense in terms of shared and dedicated IPs. Just very quickly, another feature of some of the lower entry systems, so the Awebers, the MailChimps, is that they have to have double opt-in enabled. So in Aweber, I know you can turn off double opt-in, but in MailChimp, for example, you can't. And the reason for that is data quality. So another element of your sender reputation is how good the data is that you're sending to. How good are those email addresses that you're sending to? So not in terms of just whether the email gets through to them, as in, is it a real email address? That, of course, is one factor, but also how engaged are the people that you're emailing? Are you removing people that should be removed? All of those different elements. And of course, how good is the list quality coming into the system? Now, double opt-in, where you send an email following someone signing up on your sign up form to say, please click here to confirm your subscription. And you don't email them until they've clicked that link in the email to confirm. Now, it is a very, very good thing. It's the best of the best practice, and it really does ensure data quality. But generally, in terms of email marketing, and I've worked with very, very big clients to very, very small clients, it's not something that's needed all the time. But as I said, with those lower cost entry systems, unfortunately, with MailChimp, for example, it's not something that you can choose to turn off. But again, as you move through your email marketing journey, you may well choose to get rid of the double opt-in in most circumstances, and there are some that you would perhaps want to keep it. And if you want to know more about that, leave a comment below and I will let you know. But generally, if you're just getting started with email marketing, you're going to have to be using double opt-in. So just be aware of that as well with the system that you're choosing and how they approach double opt-in. So we've gone through quite a few different details there of some of the differences between different ESPs. Now, I can give you a recommendation, absolutely, but that recommendation would depend on where you were at in your email marketing journey. So if you're just getting started with email marketing, I would highly recommend to have a look at MailChimp or Aweber. They're the entry-level systems, they're low cost, they're going to get you started and give you all the features you need to get started with email marketing in the right way and build that comprehensive strategy. So hopefully this video has given you a little bit of an introduction into the different areas that you want to be looking at when you're choosing an ESP to help you narrow down your choices. But it's about usability. It's about how you feel about the system. I've known people who've loved one system and other people who've absolutely hated it. So it really depends, and it can be down to that personal preference outside of the areas that we've discussed today. So thank you so much for sticking with me on this video and learning a little bit more about email service providers. And I will see you for our Christmas edition next Tuesday.